Voch is actually like one of the most entertaining people I watch.
Beats Planet.
Well, come on inside and get yourself something cool to drink.
And
hi, everybody. Brian Broaddus here. I'm in the Crown Global Media Studios. Super excited about how things are coming together for us here with our studios. Super excited to be out at training camp with Voch Lombardi coming up here on July 21st. Looking forward to having daily reports for you there, and then bringing things back to our studio, which should be open around the 1st of September. So keep your fingers crossed, all things going in that direction. We've got a lot of things planned for you. We've got our website. We've got the YouTube page like we're on right now. I wanted this to be the first post on that, but we've also got some other things planned, some really, really big things that I think as a consumer of the Dallas Cowboys and the NFL that you're really going to enjoy. So make sure you kind of follow along with us. We got our Twitter page up. Like I said, we got the website and we got the YouTube page as well. So any kind of support always helps us along. So make sure you check us out. Thank you for everything.
he ain't lying.
Hey, Bachi.
And listen, man. Listen. Escuchar. Listen. Escuchar. Santa said escuchar. Something to drink. We back. We working. Doing a little something. Someone very early in the chat box. Let me see if it's up there. Said, yeah, Peg Leg. Shout out to Peg Leg. No, Peg Leg ain't said. Hold on. Okay, Michael Morningstar said. Shout out to Peg Leg being first. Michael Morningstar said, man, I'm surprised Voch is here. He's always saying the key word in vacation is vacate. You're not wrong. That is what I say, and that is correct. However, the Frankels always pay me on time. So I gotta hold them down. You feel me? I gotta hold them down. Byron Jefferson said, "What's that on my wrist?" This is a Seiko. It's not what you think it is, but it's the poor man's version. But it's just a cool little Seiko. You know what I'm saying? Just something to hold on to. I like the Tiffany blue there. So we holding on to it. Until I can upscale my watch collection. Hopefully with Crown Global Media, we'll be able to do something of the sort. I'll be in Oxnard the 21st through the 28th. I'm flying back on the 29th. They ain't got practice on the 29th, so I'm flying away on the day that they don't have any practice or whatever. So don't be looking for no content that day. I'll be flying home and taking a nap once I get off the plane, but we'll be right back on it. Like Brian Broader said, early September-ish is what it's looking like over there in the Crown Global Media studio there. And look, it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time. But importantly, hold on. Let me go boom. Bam. If you have not subscribed to the Crown Global Media YouTube page, there right there. This ain't a raid necessarily. It's more so informational. Look at that right there. Go ahead and get that. Knock yourself out. There you go. Knock yourself out like you're boxing yourself. You hear me? Appreciate y'all for cooperating and corresponding and such. Then, we got a little bit to do today, man. John Machota does this annual fan survey. And boy, you know how I feel about reaching out and asking the fans. And look, man, John Machota, he worded it fantastically to kind of give you an idea who we dealing with. He says, can the most overrated player also be the most underrated player? He asked. I'll give you a rough number. Let me see. That's about 500. That's about another 500. So he asked about 1,000 some odd Cowboy fans, maybe 1,100 Cowboy fans, who's the most overrated player on the Cowboys, who's the most underrated player on the Cowboys, and Cowboy fans said Dak Prescott both times. You know what I'm saying? So that just kind of give you the idea who you're dealing with. But I do think that there were some interesting questions on here. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to go through a few of them. Not all, but a few of them. We're going to go through a few and just kind of see what the business is, see what Cowboy Nation is saying about those questions, how they're answering them. And then I'm going to kind of give my commentary, whether I agree or disagree. And I really want to tap in with y'all as well. I kind of want to hear y'all's commentary because I do feel like a large portion of Cowboy fans were represented on that survey, but a lot of people be goofy. A lot of Cowboy fans be goofy. It's like portions of us, There's your educated fans. We watch a lot of film. We tap into content creators. There's fans that, you just kind of watch Sunday or whatever. You'll just kind of dibble dabble there, but you at least may not miss a game. You'll come to a game live. There's people that watch, Shady, Acho, and Joy Taylor. Let me just say this about that before we get going. You know what I'm saying? I thought about it. Pontificated a little bit on the topic. I was about to tweet something loudly, but I didn't, all right? Because I was going to be like, hey, man, that ain't nice. Tweeting something about them people that just got fired. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to get paid and get jobs. You know what I mean? So it ain't nice to tweet people about them jobs. You know what I'm saying? What would the Lord say about Voch if he saw Voch out here tweeting people about losing their job? But then I thought about it. you know, Shady, Acho, and Joy Taylor, they got a whole bunch of money. So them losing their job ain't like they back out here in the streets. They just gonna go podcast somewhere else. If you've noticed, I think Joy Taylor's kind of been positioning herself. She's been showing up on all the black podcasts, just kind of being yeah, girl, I go on dates with 25-year-old men type shit. Hey, you girl. Girl. Hell yeah, I walk around naked. You know, Joy Taylor trying to position herself because I felt like she knew this was coming. Right? So I did want to give a small bit of commentary about the people that got fired from Fox Sports, because I got thoughts about, you know, how the internet is about to go, or the direction that the internet's about to drive people. And how it would benefit people like, you know, me, Scott Walker Steele, you know, Foster King, Law Nation, you know, guys like us. But I didn't want to say nothing at first because I didn't want to make it seem like I'm ha-haing and people losing their job. But I think it's more of it's a larger point at play with them losing their job and how they lost it. And Voch, what do you mean by how they lost their job? Well, there's a conspiracy theory going around that they lost their job because they was caught up in a sex scandal. But for the most, until that's confirmed, because if that's confirmed, we coming back with an episode of Salt and Pepper Lounge and we laughing and we gonna be telling some jokes if that's why they got fired. If that's why they got fired, we coming back giggling, ha ha, he. But if that's not the case and they simply just got fired because their show ain't good, I do have thoughts on why I think it happens. And I don't think you can build a career where the Dallas Cowboys is 70% of your content and you kind of have casual knowledge of them.
Did you hear what I said?
You understand what I'm saying? Like, if you were a national program, it's a couple of things I'm gonna get into. But if you're a nationally syndicated program, right, you're everywhere, not just in some places, but you're everywhere. And you talk about all the topics. I imagine ESPN prior to the Dallas Cowboys being such a view getter. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day when you could talk about the Jaguars and people are watching shit, you know, I would imagine back in the day, if you were like well versed on all your topics, you'd be good to go. But what's happened with national television now, a lot of national podcasts too, but what's happened with national television now is they're talking about the Dallas Cowboys 70% of the time. Now, if you're a national program and your thing is to talk national sports, and you may hit in a whole 3-hour block, you may hit national sports a couple of times, but if you talk about the Dallas Cowboys at the top of every hour, 4 times out of your 5 days live every week, now we kind of want to know where your Cowboy knowledge kind of ranks a little bit. I want to know the variables of your Cowboy knowledge, because if you don't have Cowboy knowledge, if you don't have Cowboy knowledge.
So they come out, right? And I look at them and they still got on the same shit they was wearing at the club.
If you don't have nuanced Cowboy knowledge, you're going to say the same thing. I said this as a joke a couple of months ago, and y'all let me know if my microphone too loud because I feel my voice getting high. If my mic's too loud, let me know, because I'm not about to quiet down. If anything, I'll turn down my mic, but I ain't about to quiet down. If anything, I said this as a joke about Joy Taylor like a year ago, right? And all of her talking points always circle back to, well, you know, I mean, I never said that the Cowboys were a bad team. I don't think the Cowboys are a bad team at all. I think that the Cowboys are just actually, the Cowboys, they're going to go out there and win a whole bunch of games. They're going to win a whole bunch of games. But what are you going to do in the postseason? What are you going to do in the postseason? And if you say that a million gazillion times, you cease being interesting. And here's the shit. If you talk about the Cowboys and you're not interested in football season, you might can get away with it because there's a Cowboys hate mob across every corner. But boy, if you're not interesting and you talking about the Cowboys during hockey season, boy, you in deep shit, ain't you? You in some deep shit. You in some deep shit, ain't you? If all you got to lean on is Cowboys ain't good postseason, 35 years, boy, they gonna get your ass every time. Ladies and gentlemen, they gonna get your ass every time. I don't know how openly I can talk about Shannon Sharp because he's in a scandal as well. These media people freaky as hell. I don't know how much I can talk about Shannon. And, you know, I did, you know, me and the Volume don't work together no more because they took all the money and gave it to him. So I don't want to make it sound like I'm a hater. But at least Shannon is entertaining enough to talk about something else amongst his cowboy hate to where he can pivot and kind of figure it out. Or Brother Steven, whether we agree with him or not, he's relatively kind of interesting enough. I don't think a soul looked at Emmanuel Acho, Joy Taylor, and LeBron and McCoy. I don't think nobody on God's green earth, on Al Green's internet, ever looked at those three and called them interesting. I think more is coming. Shouts out to Mina Kimes, right? Because Mina Kimes can get on ESPN and give you a stat about Jacksonville. I always poo-poo on Jacksonville, but I'm being serious now. She'll give you a stat about Jacksonville that makes Jacksonville interesting, right? The college football people are safe because fandom don't really work in that way. It's really like 100 and some odd teams where all the market kind of works together, but it's really 35 that you really need to talk about in that little playoff picture. They don't have these problems. I don't watch enough basketball to kind of know what their little business is. But if you're in the business of talking about football, you talk about the Cowboys a bunch. And if you ain't got a nuanced Cowboys opinion, you are not going to sustain that business model, player. You're not going to be able to do it. Because let me just talk about people in the chat right now. Let me just name some. Ryan Longden's in the chat right now. If you're a Cowboy fan, you're going to do a couple of things. You're either going to go where there's some nuance in the Cowboys news. There's some good discussion. There's some breakdowns and some different personalities. You will come to YouTube for your Cowboy talk. Of course you will. If you go to television, national television, you're going to find blank faces that give empty Cowboy hate. And if you fire that blank face, the next person can still give you that same kind of Cowboy hate. What do you mean? If you fire Voch from YouTube, make another Hove. Because I'm different than all my other YouTube. Like all my colleagues different. Me, Landlord, Brandon from Franklin Football, Henny, Rome, Amp, Boss, pick 'em. Foots, Sky, pick 'em. We all different. On national television, what's terribly different from this person that's leaning into Cowboy hate and this person that's leaning into Cowboy hate? What's the big difference between those people? What's the big difference between those people? I've seen it happen. I have seen Keyshawn Johnson be the third guy. So he was kind of neutral. He was working with Skip Bayless or whoever he was. He was the third guy, so he was kind of neutral. He would say good things about the Cowboys all the time. Somebody gets fired. Keyshawn moves up to the second guy. They need a Dak hater, and Keyshawn became that guy. I was there. Dan Orlovsky is a guy that if he's like the fifth chair and he can be honest, he'll say fantastic things about the Cowboys. He'll call Dak Prescott elite if he's the fifth chair. But if he's the third chair, oh no, we looking for shit now. We looking for work now. We looking for, you know what I mean? Where does Dan Orlovsky hide the Cowboy hate? There's so much of it if he's in the third chair. So in real life, what I think is more important, where I think this offspring, this springboard is about to happen. Okay, I think content is about to shoot. It may not happen this year. Give me about 5 more. Luckily for me, I'm about to have 100 before it gets too busy here. It's about to be a lot of new faces. I was here already. This thing right here that we doing in 5 years is going to be where ESPN kind of started to really get fire a little bit ago when it started. You're gonna come here to give more of your nuanced news or whatever, right? Because nobody just wants to go. You see it in the comment section when Dan Orlovsky breaking down film, people go, "Damn, Dan Orlovsky, why don't you do more of this?" But when he's like hating on the Cow or just talking about the Cowboys in general, that's 31 other fan bases going, "Damn, dog, why are we talking about them again? Damn, son, why are we talking about them? Holy sh! Where'd you find this?" The comments will tell you what's going on. But I ain't gonna lie though, man. ESPN called me tomorrow. They say, "Voch, we got a couple $1 million here. We need a Cowboy hater." Shit, fuck them. I'm in there. Hey, boy, Dak Prescott so terrible, boy. Boy, them people ain't did shit in 30 years. Yeah? You got $1 million for me? Hold on. You got Pat McAfee money for me? Boy, I ain't never think Jerry Jones about shit, boy. Jerry Jones gotta go. You kidding me? Are you? I'll turn it into Dan Orlovsky tomorrow. They got a couple of M's for me. I know Brian Bros ain't got no M's for me. Brian may have a couple thousand. Brian ain't got no M's for me. If Brian got some M's for me, I come up in here and say whatever. I come up in here and say whatever if Brian got some M's for me. Tell him where you get your abs from. Are you kidding me? Shit. I done seen Hercules run. You kidding me? Boy, I say what the hell y'all want me to say for some M's. Man, John Machota dropped this Cowboy survey. His annual Cowboy survey. It's pretty interesting thing that he does. He puts it out there in the socials, and about 1,000 people go out there and vote on it. It kind of gives you a feel. Voch, you're not supposed to admit you a sellout. For them M's, I'm selling. I'm selling. Here, take this mother, take it. I'm selling. You kidding for some M's? For some M's, I'll fly to your crib, put some money in your face, and ask you if I sold it out. You be like, "Nah, Voch, you out there telling the truth. You telling the truth, Voch." Like, come on, man. You kidding me? I ain't hurting nobody. I ain't hurt nobody. We don't throw gang signs. My brick walk was second to none. What you mean? Hey, man. I always said John Orlovsky. What his name? John Machota. Man, John Machota, man. John Machota, so he did this survey, ladies and gentlemen. This is kind of how I want the survey to go. I got 7 of these questions pulled here. Somebody asked me, was I drinking lemon water the other day? I mean, they was asking, was I drinking sugar water? Nah, man, this is lemons. You can see the C's in there. This is lemons and electrolytes. I drink one of these a day, man. Y'all know I ain't drinking no damn sugar water. Y'all know Voch out here getting right for the next 2 summers. You crazy? I'm gonna get some calls going too. How many calls I got? We got some people on the phone. Y'all can call into the show if y'all want to. But I kind of wanted to go over some of these questions. I wanted to look at where the fans were kind of voting. And I kind of wanted to run it by y'all. We can correspond, with each other and kind of talk about this thing, figure this whole thing out. And, we'll just have some cool little dialogue if you ain't doing nothing else. All right, here we go. If we ain't doing nothing else. Von Jackson dropped $1 in the super chat and took the message back. I don't think they let you take the $1. I don't think they let you take the $1, but you could take the message. I understand. I understand. All right, let's get into this. Y'all ready? Come on, let's do this. Here we go. All right. So let's see, man. Voch ain't drinking no damn Kool-Aid. Hell nah, man. For some M's, Cowboys ain't gonna never win a Super Bowl. Crazy. I wanted to highlight question number 1. How many games will the Cowboys win this season? I'm like, man. And, we can all take a look up here. I mean, for anybody that's just kind of listening right now, 12 or more, 10 to 11, 8 or 9 or less than 8. 607 out of 11 or 1,200 or so people. 607 people voted 10 or 11 wins. People, where y'all at on that? Chat, where y'all at on that? Because I look at the Cowboys last year, right? And I'm always talking about last year. I think they stumbled into 7 wins. You know what I'm saying? They stumbled into 7 wins, but they were even like competitive in some of the games they lost. They weren't competitive at all in the games that, you know, like the Saints or the 49ers or whatever. Like those games weren't close, not one bit. But for the most part, all the games, even with Cooper Rush at quarterback, was competitive. I mean, you know, they took the Bengals down to the wire. You know, but I was so tapped out on last year. Cooper Rush actually beat the Washington Football Wizards. You know, like games like that. So I can see why people say 10 or 11 wins. I can't see how people could say 8 or 9 wins at all, because you can't be like, all right, Dak's healthy, he's only gonna win one more game than Cooper Rush. You just hating at that point. But 10 to 11 wins or 10 or 11 wins, I think this team easily got 12 wins in them. The schedule's supposed to be a little hard, but I mean, hell, the schedule last year was supposed to be a little hard. I think the coaches are so much different. I think Dak being healthy makes a difference. I think George Pickens is gonna make the difference. And man, come on, dog. Mike McCarthy had them boys run the field and turn around and staying in games. Them boys was running the field and turning around, and they was staying in games. I don't think it's fandom to assume that the Cowboys will win 12 or 13 games or 14 games. The last time Dak was healthy, he had an MVP type run. He was second in the MVP. So all you gotta do is take that MVP level run, you know, kind of improve the offensive line a little bit, and like add a George Pickens to it. Are you crazy? Please. Aaron says can't stop the run. 8 games. You couldn't stop the run last year and you won 7. You couldn't stop the run last year and you won 7. And the year before you couldn't stop the run, you won 13. That's what I'm saying, man. We can't just highlight the bad things, which are bad things. You're not wrong. Or at least we haven't had proof that the Cowboys can stop the run. We don't know what they can or can't do right now because we ain't there. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what Eberflus got cooked up. We don't know what, you know, scheme changes he's gonna make over Zimmer or anything like that. But they couldn't stop the run. The Cowboys ain't stopped the run in what, 9 years?
Did you hear what I said?
Boys ain't stopped the run in 9 years or something like that. This ain't gonna be the one. This ain't gonna be the year where not stopping the run only gets you 8 wins where everybody's healthy. Duck says if they win 10 games, they'll win two playoff games. Should I hope? Because the season's a little tougher, I would say. Okay, cool. I got you. But I see where y'all at with it. Let's damn near a decade. Dog, we ain't stopped the run in a long ass time. Chat, am I lying? We ain't stopped the run in years. And we'll still win 13 games. We may not win a Super Bowl if we can't stop the run, but we can win more than 8 games if we can't stop the run. You know? But that's where I'm at with it. I have written down to go to number 2 here. What would you consider a good season? And I think this is kind of unfortunate because this is Schottenheimer's first year, right? Think about the Bears and what's my man that was a cool Ben Johnson, right? Ben Johnson's first year with the Bears, or just many of these first time head coaches, these new head coaches with these new jobs, they go to bad teams. That's kind of what happens. New coaches go to bad jobs or bad teams or whatever, right? And if Ben Johnson wins 9 games with the Bears was just a top 5 team last year, or top 10 team, whatever last year. If Ben Johnson wins 9 games, they'll give him a pat on the back and they'll say, all right, cool, let's retool for next year. On that same token, Brian Schottenheimer as a first-time head coach for the Cowboys is not allowed. I repeat, Brian Schottenheimer is not allowed to only win 8 or 9 games. He will not receive a medal for only winning 8 or 9 games. If Carolina wins 8 or 9 games, they're going to throw a party for Carolina winning 8 or 9 games. The Raiders, the Saints. If Tyler Shuck go out there and win 8 or 9 games with Kellen Moore, that's a big day for them. Shotty ain't got that grace. Shotty does not have that grace. Dan Campbell started like 8-0 in his first season with Goff. I feel you. And I can make the argument still. 1, Goff ain't Dak. 2, when he got there, this team ain't as put together as it is now. I think this Cowboys team totally different. This Cowboys team, also too, think about this. Think about who was like, wasn't like Deuce McAllister or something, the offense coordinator, when Campbell got there? Deuce McAllister was the guy. And I believe like Jamal Williams was the first running back or something. Or something crazy like that. I don't think St. Brown and them was there. Somebody else was there playing wide receiver. Dan was there, but that roster wasn't really put together like that. This Cowboys roster is as put together as it can be. I do think Dak Prescott's a better quarterback than Jared Goff. Y'all ain't got to agree. It is what it is. And Campbell can't lean on Deuce McAllister as a first-year coordinator. However, Schottenheimer's got like 30 years of experience. And he'll be calling plays, but he still got some of the best assistant coaches around him. Eberflus, Clayton Adams. I think it's gonna be different than Dan Campbell's situation. So I think Shotty has to win at least one. Shotty has to win at least one. Now when we get to year 2 and 3, hopefully you won a little bit more, but year 1, Shotty got to at least win a playoff game. Yeah, you should win enough games to where you get a home game or something and play like the 7th seed or something like that. Something crazy like that. Yeah. Beat that team. Beat the 7th seeded team in the playoffs or something. That'll be your one win, and we can officially go, all right, Shotty, you got to the playoffs and you did what Mike McCarthy did, but you did it in your first season. All right, cool, bet. Let's scroll down to number 3 here. And I kind of talked about this a little bit earlier. What would you give Schottenheimer for how he what grade would you give Schottenheimer for how he handled his first 5 months as a head coach? Cowboy fans, 588 Cowboy fans said a B. A large number of Cowboy fans said give him an A. 413 of them. I agree. Give Schottenheimer an A. Give him an A. I'm giving him an A. Because look, this ain't like you saying, well, has Schottenheimer won games or anything like that. This ain't about the regular season. This is just how Shotty has handled his first 5 months as a head coach. And what we've seen him do is have control in the draft room, not only vouch for Pickens, but tap everybody on the shoulder, be like, hey, bro, because look, I'm on, look, chat, in case you ain't know, I am a great source for y'all. I'm your source. If I had to assume, I don't even know if this is real or not. But if I had to guess, who knows if this even exists? It was either the worst receiver, but he didn't have some off field associated with him. Or you take Pickens, who's the projected headache, but the much better dude. And they asked the first time head coach, what you want to do? Assuming, I'm guessing, I don't know. Shotty said he got an attitude. He just cussed the coaches out. He talking crazy to the media. He cold? Yes, he cold. He could play. He a bad motherfucker. Sign me up. Man, I'm I'm a source for y'all. I wonder how many opportunities did the Cowboys have to go out and get some outside help, but Mike just didn't sign off on it. I wonder if Mike was hey man, I'll coach whoever I got up in here and we'll just live with that. But I do want a certain kind of character up in here. I'm just assuming. Maybe. I don't know. I'm assuming. I don't work over there. I don't. Shotty said, bet. I'll handle that. Shotty said, did he go to jail? Did he hit somebody? He got a gun under the seat? Shit, he's straight. That's on Shotty. They wouldn't be looking for wide receiver help if Shotty ain't called for it. I assume. I don't work over there. I assume. I ain't got friends. I ain't got numbers, and so I don't have their numbers. I don't. Bet. In the draft room, some people they didn't care. Some coaches may delegate to other people. You know what I'm saying? Draft. Either one of these guys will help us out. Player A would help. Player B would also help. All right, that's cool. Did y'all see Shotty get up and point at the board and say, "Officer, seize him"? You know what I'm saying? But I don't work over there. I don't work at the Star. I don't even be over there for real. I don't even be over there for real. I don't work over there. I don't do a podcast at the Cowboys. I can't walk to the podcast studio and look out the window and see these motherfuckers out there. I don't see that. As far as acquiring players, Shotty's done an incredible job. It's different. You kidding me? Also, I think it matters that Shotty didn't just hire his friends. I'm gonna keep going back to that. Shotty just didn't hire some old men that owed his dad some favors or something, or his dad owed favors. His dad worked with them or something. You know what I'm saying? It ain't a whole bunch of that with him. Shotty went and got the best guys. These people on the survey said B, and a lot of people said A. But I'm with that A crowd. I'm with the A+ crowd. I think so far, Schottenheimer's done an incredible job. Man, let me see what else going on there. I say go down to 9. What's on 9? If you could re-sign one of these 2026 unrestricted free agents right now to a team-friendly deal, who would it be? Chat, y'all know what time I'm on. Chat, who y'all think I'm going to get his money to? Y'all know what time I'm on. Who y'all think I'm going to get his money to? I don't care how friendly the deal is. If Jake getting in the way of them first two, I'll let Jake leave, draft another tight end, and figure this out. Really, honestly, on this list, 2 names ain't like the other 2. 2 names are not like the other 2. This would have been different if you'd have put like Tyler Smith and Brandon Aubrey in there or something. That might have been something different, but give me GP, bro. This is the most surprising result. I figured Deron Bland and Pickens would be a good battle, but it wasn't close at all. Bland was clearly the player fans would like to see remain in the Cowboy uniform. Man, you crazy. And shouts out to my boy, man. Shouts out to my dude. I'm keeping me some George Pickens. Who not named Michael will have the most sacks? I'm not going to give my answer yet, but chat, what y'all think? It's up here right now on the board. Who not named Micah Parsons will have, or basically who will have the second most sacks? Well, shit, that's a good way to word it, John, because one of these people might out-sack Micah. That's fair. Chat, I'm asking y'all, who not named Michael will have the most sacks? Let me see. So I got some Donovan Ezrakus in there. Got some Dante's in there. I see one Sam, but I know how Ryan get down. Easy will have more next year. He will, but I think he's Fowler. Yeah. I think Fowler and Donovan are the obvious next two. I think more people are going Fowler because Donovan's a rookie. You know what I'm saying? Dono's a rookie, so you may not want to put a whole bunch of faith in him right now. But a lot of people saying Dante, and
the conference has been locked.
A lot of people saying Dante, and I don't blame y'all for saying Dante. He's a veteran player. I got a film session on Dante coming Friday. Stay tuned for that. Coming Friday. Let me see. And I had one more. Under 18. Who will lead the team in rushing yards? I think this is interesting. Who will lead the team? Yes. Who will lead the team in rushing yards? Because it may start off being a guy in the first beginning of the season. Like, it may be Javonte Williams for the first little bit. But what if Jadon Blue's catch-up campaign is ridiculous? Like, yeah, Javonte may get the majority of the carries the first 5 games, but what if like Jadon Blue get that last 12? Like, what does he do? And then he compounds that with like his assisted carries in the first couple weeks or whatever. Jadon Blue could be ridiculous out here. Assuming. And if we look at these guys, we're like, all right, well, who has the big playability? Like Jadon Blue has the burstiness, the speed. He has the ability to do it. Bobby Belt at OTA says Miles Sanders seems to have the most juice out of the running backs. I would like to see that with my own eyes. I spy with my little eye. I would need to see Miles Sanders be more explosive than Jadon Blue. I would have to see it. But if I had to root for a guy, I'm going for Blue. Frank said, and look, Will still agrees with you. Me and him just talked about this. Frank said Cowboys are in trouble if anybody other than Blue. I agree. If Blue doesn't win this battle and you got to roll Miles or Javonte out, I think it's gonna be terrible. Like if Phil Maffa does weird running back stuff, like weird young running back stuff, where like you just kind of pop up and you just great all of a sudden, and then all of a sudden you just can lean on Phil Maffa. I can see that. But if it's one of them old cats, I don't feel good about it. So it's one of two things. You're either Jadon Blue taking over from the get-go, or you're Phil Maffa being like a low-key surprising guy that you can lean on when you need help. Speaking of those kind of people.
There are times in life you wish you had a do-over. A chance to warp back in time to change your fate. Back to before you made the wrong choice. If you're in a wreck, make the smart choice right away. Frankel & Frankel. Chosen by the people, feared by the insurance companies. Call Frankel first.
If you are hurt in an accident, hit by a car, hit by a negligent driver, hit by a big truck, call the Frankels, 214-333-3333. Don't call nobody else. Call them first. Don't call the insurance company. Let them tell you who to call. They will talk to you. They will map out your case, and they will use every superpower that they have in their arsenal to make sure that you get the payout that you deserve. Go to their website, frankelfirm.com. Scroll down to the bottom. Look at them testimonies from all them people that just won money, that just had great experiences with the Frankels. Tap in with them. Frankelfirm.com, 214-333-3333. They've been here at the DFW. They've been serving the DFW. They good people. They kicking it. They chilling. And they do not get paid until you get paid. Shouts out to the Frankels. Frankelfirm.com. Who said that? Aaron says you lost me at Maffa. To be fair, I don't think Maffa's going to be the guy, but this is the weird part about running back. Isaiah Pacheco could pop out and be a top 10 running back as a 7th-round pick. Elijah Mitchell could pop out and be a guy as like a day 3 dude or something like that, as a top 5 running back, top 10 running back in the league or something like that. You know what I mean? We have no clue. Tyrion Davis Price, Miles Sanders has done it. I meant, what's bull name that run fast that was with the 49ers, that's with the Dolphins now? Jeff Wilson. Like, it's never the superstar running back. Well, sometimes it is. But it's not always just the superstar running backs that we think are going to be the best running backs in the league. Every single time, like Tyrone Tracy. Let me look up Tyrone Tracy numbers, bro. And look, these are all people to where if you've been following along in draft world, you kind of know that these are good players. But dog, you don't expect these guys to be guys like that. Dog, Tyrone Tracy on 192 carries, which ain't even bell cow workload at all, gave you 839 yards. Dog, that's double what Zeke gave you. Hold on, I gotta type in Zeke because I don't even remember what the hell what Zeke did last year. Let me see something real quick. Hold on. Dog, Tyrone Tracy was 4 times better than Zeke last year. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that Maffa's going to be the guy. I have no clue if Maffa's going to be the guy or not. What I'm saying is how running back works. There's a mysterious 7th rounder that pops up every single year and shocks the shit out of people. It happens every time. I just simply wouldn't be surprised if Maffa ended up being that guy, is all I'm saying. But of course, we're all rooting for Jadon Blue, of course. And Jadon Blue a 5th-round pick. You know what I'm saying? Jadon Blue ain't no 1st-round pick, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's get Big A on the phone and see what he's talking about. What's up, Big A?
Hey, Voch, how you been doing today?
What's good with your player? What you got for the show?
Not much. I wanted to, since the season's coming up soon, right around the corner, I want us to have a discussion about this division going into this season, if possible.
Sure, go ahead.
Because I don't know about you, but because I understand it. I understand the hype that they're getting because of how good they were last year, because how much they played above expectations last year. But a lot of people, I find it interesting how much a lot of people are like, oh, the Commanders are going to, because I've seen a lot of people's top 5 rankings. I've seen a lot of people's rankings for this upcoming season. They got the Commanders top 10, top 5 teams in the league. Oh, the Commanders are going to make this giant jump forward. The Commanders had a great offseason. And I'm like, but then I go look at their roster and I'm like, am I crazy? Because I don't feel like they're that much. First of all, I don't think they're better than us. And second of all, I don't think they made that much of a big jump. I don't think they got that many crazy. I don't think they improved their roster that much. I feel like if I look at their roster, defensively, they got a lot of question marks. They ain't got no edge rushers. They ain't got no depth. Their linebackers are old. Offensively, they're banking on Deebo Samuel to turn the clock back, and he's been banged up the last 2 years. And I know a lot of people like the Laramie Tunsil trade. To me, I'm still confused on it because I'm like, I don't know, because something about that trade just feels funky to me. That's just me personally, because I'm like, if the Texans, who were a really bad offensive line last year, why would you trade one of the better tackles in the league? Why would you trade one of the better tackles in the league to a team that when you had offensive line problems? But yet a lot of people look at the Commanders and they're like, oh, they're going to make the jump. They're going to be really, really good this year. Meanwhile, they look at us, and meanwhile, they look at the Cowboys and they go, oh, well, we don't think they're going to do too well. So,
well, this is what I'll say. As a Cowboy fan, we all have got to learn to not care about what the other side is doing. Where the cards will fall is where the cards will fall. We don't have room to talk about nobody. The Cowboys absolutely horrible last year, no matter how you want to cut it. And the Washington Football Wizards played in the conference championship game last year, and the Eagles did too. Now, if we get to the regular season and start beating the shit out of people, then we can point and laugh all day. But at this point in the offseason, I don't think we are in a great place to look at the Washington Football Wizards, who was just in the conference. And look, I don't disagree with you. I think the Cowboys are going to beat the hell out of the Washington Football Wizards. We just can't say definitively because we haven't done the thing, and they at least went to a conference championship game last year. So that's something we got to wait on.
Okay. All right, fair enough. Another point I had real quick, just before I get off the phone. I know a lot of, now granted, this might go against what your belief of how you think the team's going to go this season with wins. Mm-hmm. I feel like because of how tough the schedule is for all the division is, for the entire division, mm-hmm. I think it's going to be a dogfight for the whole division, not just Dallas, the whole division. I feel like whoever the hell gets 10, 11 wins is winning the division. I don't know if you're going to get a whole lot of. I don't think you're going to get a whole lot of teams coming out of the East going to the playoffs this year because it's not like it's all that easy for everyone. It's not like it's easy for Philadelphia either, because everybody can, and I know Philly has a really good roster, but Philly got to play Buffalo, Philly got to play Kansas City, Philly got to play the NFC North, and from what I've seen on a lot of the NFC North teams, a lot of them are a lot better than they were the year before. But everybody's thinking that they're just going to hit the ground running and just blow everybody out. And I'm like, I don't think it's going to be that simple. I think they're going to have some struggle as well.
I don't disagree with you, but I'm really changing my stride this year, man. I'm really changing my stride. I'm gonna just let the game come to me. I'm just gonna let the game come to me, man. Cause I really got tired of saying we're gonna go out there and beat the hell out of somebody and we'll show up and we run the field and turn around. Like that really broke me these last 2 years. As excited as I'll normally get for football, watching my receivers run the field and turn around killed the fun for me. You know what I'm saying? Now, the year before, where we started off running the field and turned around, but at the back half of the season, we fixed it. We turned it on and started whooping ass a little bit. That was fun. But ain't nothing fun about running the field and turning around. So, nah, I wasn't excited about my Dallas Cowboys at all. So, at this point, I'm not at liberty to say somebody else falling off. Shit, we fell off.
I agree. I got you.
Appreciate you, Big A. Good call, though, man. You ain't wrong. You know what I'm saying? I do think it's a lot of things at play that'll benefit the Cowboys and that are a detriment to some of these other teams, but I'm waiting to call it like it happened, dog, or I'm waiting to report it when it happens. You feel me? 512, what up? Who this?
Hey, this is Ryan. I'm here in Connecticut. I'm from Austin, though. A couple things I wanted to say. You started off the show talking about, that other national show that's not on the air anymore.
Yeah.
And it kind of got me thinking about how differently we consume content. Mm-hmm. And how proud I am of my people stepping in to that world. So when I saw Dave Hellman go up to FS1 and sitting next to people who are just having these weird takes, and he's just murdering them with facts and just common sense, and then just to see the charade that happens around it. That's not even Dave Hellman can get me to watch this stuff anymore, because we got people like Voch, we got people like Sky, and we've always got people like Brian Broaddus. So it's I'm probably just like the average listener. I skip shows sometimes. I got twin 2-year-olds over here. I'm feeding them dinner and stuff. So life kind of happens, but just kind of sitting from afar and watching you and watching all these people succeed, I'm very proud. And it's awesome to think that we're probably getting some more, maybe some updated stuff from you and Brian. So that's nice. But as far as the fandom part, what I'm thinking about the season, I don't know. I'm kind of like you. A lot of joy's been killed. And for the last 2 or 3 years, when we were going through the playoffs, the thing I kept telling everybody is I'm just going to enjoy the ride. I'm just going to enjoy the ride. And then that last playoff loss, I killed that. So what I'm excited about is new coaching that's going to help our run scheme. I think that's going to help dudes that I think that are nasty, but they were asked to do some stuff that's probably not in your wheelhouse, and us drafting someone for those line coaches, that offensive line. What gives me pause is our secondary. I'm really worried about that. But I just wanted to say thank you for providing all of us entertainment. There's some of us that, like right now, this is what I do. I feed my kids. I got you in my ear, and I just finally decided to give you a call one day. He's over here crying. He wants something. But thank you. Also, they got that show. I'll close by saying this. That show is up there because that show is ass.
Yeah. Hey, man, let me tell you something. Appreciate you for, watching and, following us on the Crown page or whatnot. We got some real good things coming, man. Some really interesting content coming. And I appreciate you for following along with me, man. Salute.
All right. Have a good one.
Yes, sir. Chat, this is what my day is going to be like. I'm tired already. Let me just lay back as if I'm tired already. So I'm going to still find a way to wake up at 5 a.m. to be at boxing for 6. I may not be able to do it on Mondays because, we got film on Monday. And so that's the thing about Brian Bros, man. Brian don't want the game to marinate for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? If the game happens Sunday night, Brian don't just want the film in the morning. Brian want the film broken down with multiple talking points in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So I got to run to catch up to that. I got to run sprints to catch up to that. The rest of the week will be fine. But me and Brian are going to do the Doing All Right podcast in the morning time. We're going to drive to the studio and do the morning time. Then we're going to drive to .com together, not in the same car, but together. We're going to drive to .com, do the break at 11. Y'all seen that top podcast list that ain't have my name on it? What the hell wrong with these people, dog? Let me just sit back in my chair like I was at first. I ain't gonna say nothing great. I ain't mad. Shit, what I say? What I said? Oh yeah, Brian, bro. Then me and Brian gonna go to .com. We're gonna do the break, and we're gonna do that bit of commentary. That's gonna be fun. So you guys can really tap in with us on the Doing All Right. Then you can flip over to Will Still. After the Will Still show, you can flip over to the break and all that, or you can catch the break when it comes out later, and things of that nature. And then after that, I'm gonna come home and do work on the Voch Lombardi page. I'm gonna come home, do work on the Voch Lombardi page, and Brian's gonna go to radio and do some radio stuff. And we're also gonna be doing Bleach Report. Chat. I'm gonna be tired as hell. That rent gonna be paid.
Did you hear what I said?
But I'm gonna be tired as hell. My brick walk was second to none. You heard? Let's get 571 on the phone. What's up? Who this?
Yo, what's up, Voch?
What's happening?
This East Coast, man. I'm from the DMV, man. I just want to thank you for your content, bro. I mean, you do not a good job, man. You do excellent work, man. You, all of the boys out there, y'all doing good. Sky and Law, they all know me as East Coast because I live in the DMV area.
I got you.
And my biggest thing is I got so many family. I got family in D.C. I got family in Maryland. I got family in Philly. And I got some people I know that's family in New York, man. My biggest thing is I just want to see us whoop on. The first game I want to see us whoop up on Philly.
Yeah.
Because they talk too much.
Yeah.
I just want to see us put our foot on Philly's neck real quick. And then everything else will work itself out.
Yeah. Man, listen, dog. Let me tell you something. I don't know what game is week 2. But if somebody came to me with the NFL script and say, Voch, we'll let you beat the Eagles in week 1, but you got to lose week 2. I feel good going into week 3, knowing at least we beat the Eagles. I don't give a damn who we play week 2. Chat, who the week 2 game? The Giants? I lose to the Giants just to beat the Eagles. I don't care. I don't care about no goddamn Giants. Dak ain't lost to the Giants since damn 2017. It's almost been a decade since he lost to the damn Giants. If we beat the Eagles, I lose to the Giants. I don't give a damn. I hate them people. Dog, I hate them people. Bro, some weeks, some weeks the content gonna be funny. Like if we playing the Bengals or something. We can laugh and talk about the Bengals. The Cowboys beat the Eagles. I'm terrorizing the internet, and it is what it is. So you ain't wrong, bro. You ain't wrong, East Coast from DMV. You ain't wrong.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. That's what I said, man. Because it's like I got a lot of people. Well, not a whole lot, but I do know quite a few people that's like Eagle fans. And like I said, man, they talk a lot of trash. But the thing that get me is when Dak is healthy, we own the NFC East. So it's like everybody talking all this craziness about Dak and he can't do this and he can't get it done. But every time he do get it done, they move the goalposts. Oh, well, he got to do this or he got to do that. And it's like, I don't get it, man. It's like he the only person that has to work with less. I mean, it's like they always talking about some Jerry always talking about some, as long as they talking about us, we doing our job. So he doesn't care about all of that other stuff that's going on as long as they're talking about him. But the thing is, man, because I hear a lot in where I'm from, like I said, the DMV, all they do is be clowning the Cowboys and Jerry Jones. I'm like, man, this is sickening.
This the problem, though, bro. This the problem. Got my uncle in the chat. What up, Unc? This the problem, though. Quarterback tax and inflation. You got quarterback tax and inflation. It is what it is, and it's the game that we play by. If you understand that it's the game that we play by, then you have to prepare yourself and account for the idea that this is the game that you play by. If you're in feudal Japan, the game that we play by is we fight with swords. Let me get my swords ready. Let me get my swords ready to live and die by the sword. If you're in America, you live and die by something different. I got mine in the safe over there. You know what I'm saying? So so this NFL conversation pertaining to fans, we're going to live and die by quarterback. Jalen Hurts is not a good quarterback. But you know what happens? When the Eagles lose, we look at Jalen Hurts first. When the Eagles win, you have to look at Jalen Hurts first. I don't think Jalen Hurts is as good as the Eagles. Like, they leaned on Saquon for 9 weeks, 10 weeks.
Exactly.
Hurts had a good Super Bowl game. Hurts had a good Super Bowl game. But they leaned on Saquon 70% of the way. But you know what you can't say?
Yes.
You can't say Saquon and then won the Super Bowl. You got to give Hurts the credit, which is fine. So this is how I play it.
Exactly.
If the Cowboys lose, it's Dak's fault. But if the Cowboys win the Super Bowl, you can't say nothing to me if I proclaim Dak Prescott to be a Hall of Famer. Because he just won a Super Bowl and he's broken Cowboy records and he's had an MVP run. I get to say what I want. If the Cowboys win the Super Bowl, I get to say what I want about Dak Prescott. I can't say it now because Dak ain't won a Super Bowl. Dak ain't even been to a he ain't been to a conference championship game. He's been second in the MVP. He's about to break all the Cowboy records. I think in the league right now, he's top 10 in quarterback wins. I can't say none of that because that's the rule that we live by. But I'm gonna be obnoxious because the Cowboys win the Super Bowl. Dak Prescott's the first ballot Hall of Fame, and ain't nothing y'all hoes to say about it on TV. That's how I feel.
Hey, if they win the Super Bowl, hey, I'm coming and meeting y'all somewhere, and I'm paying for some steaks.
Ain't no steak for me because I'm gonna be in jail, nigga. Be in jail. Somebody gonna be reading me my rights. Is you crazy?
I might be beside you.
Shit. Ain't no steak in jail, nigga. Hey, East Coast from DMV. Appreciate you, man. Good call.
Hey, appreciate you, man. God bless you, man.
Yeah. Hey, man, I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all know we ain't doing nothing else. I just got a DM from my homie in London. He makes my shoes over there. He handcrafts my dress shoes over there. You know what I'm saying? And there's this pair of loafers I'm gonna break out for the first episode of the Doing All Right in the Studio. Let me go get the bitch. Let me show y'all what the hell going on right here. Let me show y'all what the hell going on right here. That's what Voch be talking about, dog. That's what Voch be talking about. Got some burgundy ox blood tassel loafers, you know what I'm saying? My homeboy in London, shouts out to my man's Bismarck there. He hand painted these Jones. From London. He's in London. Hand painted these Jones. And I'm gonna wear these on the first episode of Doing All Right. And he did a social media post, like paying him and doing or whatever. I'm like, man, I'm gonna do a collaborative IG post with you, dog. Just wait till we do that first episode and I rock them joints right there. Them joints right there, please. Them ain't Stacy's. No. Them ain't Stacy's. Them ain't Stacy's. These is his. Oh wait, this his shit. Look, I ain't just buy some shoes and sent it to him and he painted them and these are his. He crafted these and sent them to me. Bespoke. You know what I mean? Shouts out to my guy Bismarck, man. I got a Cashapp there. Shit, we got two Cashapps. Robert Jones sent both of them. He sent the deuce and said, open the phone lines back up. It's Joe time. He's talking about I keep wanting to say Joe Milton. And then he came back. He dropped a dime first and says, for Voch getting ready for the Joe Milton era. Hey, when Dak Prescott retired, Joe Milton could do all he want. And then Robert came back and dropped another deuce that says, the Dak era is over. It's Bazooka Joe era now. Hey, man, let me tell you something. Joe Milton's going to have to sit down for a couple of seasons. It's all right. But the idea of Joe Milton one day being the quarterback for the Cowboys, if he can develop that thing that he does, you know, where he could do it more consistently, because he can hit the big weird goofy throws, but he missed the layups. The bright side is Josh Allen used to miss all the layups, but all he had to do was, you know, develop his layups and keep the weird stuff, right? So even if it take 2 or 3 years to develop Joe Milton, I'm with that. But you got Dak, so ain't no rush. You know what I'm saying? And if Dak is as trash as everybody say he is, well, shit, Dak will be gone in no time. Damn, CJ, I said that. I said that, CJ. My bad. I ain't said it over the airwaves. I ain't know I said those. I ain't said it over the airwaves. All right, let's get some supers in here. Let's read some supers. Well, hold on. Let me move you over there. Turn you up. Maximize you. Shit, I lost you. My bad, y'all. I'm a little rusty, man. I'm on vacation mode. All right, here we go. Supers. Myron. Let's hit a little refresh, man. Hey, man, that last Salt and Pepper Lounge, bro. Fantastic work. Crazy work. Appreciate y'all for tapping in though, yo. Damn, I ain't do a stream since June 26th. My bad. Duck dropped the deuce. We read down. Appreciate you for the deuce, Duck. James dropped the 5. It says in Orlando on vacation, but I had to check in with Voch. Yo, dog, James from Jackson. I know James from Jackson. Appreciate James for tapping in, showing a little love, dropping 5 in the soup. Appreciate you, sir. And then Duck came back and dropped another 5 and says, "Can you get a war call?" Well, Duck, you know, I'm trying not to play the war call as much, man. I'm trying not to. Man, what they talking about, Duck? Man, yo, Duck, what's going on? That was wrong. You know you can get a war. Hey, man, you know you can get a war call if you want to, but you could definitely get a war call if you pay for it. Now, you know, come on. You could definitely get a war call if you pay for it now. All right. One more thing to do. Let me see something real fast. One more thing to do there. No. All right, that's everything. Hey, I love y'all 2 pieces. You know what I mean? I'm going back on vacation. going back to vacation. I'm gonna vacate this place, and I'll come back in a week or so. We got training camp Monday, so I'll be in Oxnard doing the thing there, and y'all be sure to tap in with me. I'm trying to get to 100,000 subs, so if y'all ain't doing nothing else, we right around the corner. All right, y'all hold it down for the Doski Woski and the Peace Whiskey. Now until next time, peace.
Voch is actually like one of the most entertaining people I watch.
Your mama sure does care about your schooling, son.
Salute.